but we got to move on. Delilah, what do we got next?
Okay, we need a new clip for Kate's new segment, but I'm still going to go with the hot player, all right?
I just freaking love it. That's why I love this man. He's a big guy. He's just a big, massive piece of magic, and I just freaking love him. Josh Allen is my hot player of the week. And we were just talking about Kelsey being hot. Josh Allen is hot in every way for me, too. I love him. I love him. Never gets old. Never gets old.
Never.
Right down with Kate. Let's go.
This week in the breakdown, I decided this is where we were going to go. There's a team right now that's undefeated in the NFC that I don't think it's enough credit and enough talk. Is it talked about enough because of the undefeated AFC team and the Chiefs, and because they're the repeating Super Bowl champions? So I'm going to bring to you today the Minnesota Vikings. They are undefeated in the NFC. They're 5-0, being led by none other than Sam Darnold.
Woo!
Who would have ever thought Sam Darnold was leading a 5-0 undefeated Minnesota Vikings team? And I think it's great. I think it's great because they're doing it without who they thought would be their premier star at quarterback, which is Michigan's J.J. McCarthy, who they picked 10th in the first round of the NFL draft. That is who they were originally pursuing to be the starter this season. But Sam is leading the team, just doing really good. And he's been playing really well. He's the offensive player of the month for the NFC. If you didn't know that, who would have thought? His stats so far are really good. He's passed for 1,111 yards. He's thrown touchdowns, 11 touchdown passes. His passer rating's 103.4%. He's just doing really, really good. And going into the season, there was a lot of drama circling around Justin Jefferson's contract. Would they sign him? Would they not? Were they going to trade him? There was talks about reuniting him with his Bayou boys of Jamar Chase and Burrow and Cincinnati. Yep. There were all these rumors and things going up in the air. And so with the fact that they were able to, right before the season, re-sign Jay Jettas, Mr. One-Handed Grab, it's just been really awesome to see how Darnold and him are gelling.
Yes.
And everything, and it's been really cool. I think, Delilah, I can still talk about Justin. You have a clip that I have of a 97-yard pass that I'd like to see shown to show what's been going on. And watch this. Like, look at him breaking.
Ooh,
that's what I'm talking about.
The Jets.
I mean, against the team playing tonight, the 49ers, it was just a beautiful pass from Darnold to Jefferson. And
yes, it was.
I love watching Jefferson, how he can make the cutback and make the score. And he's just such a premier receiver in this league. He's got 26 receptions on the season, 450 yards. His average per catch is 17.3 yards. He's got that one, which is his longest, which was 97 yards. He's got 4 touchdowns on the season. And they've been struggling to get a full passing game going because their premier tight end that they got from the Lions, TJ Hawkinson's been injured all season. Jordan Addison's had some injuries. I mean, even Jefferson hasn't played full games because of injuries. So they've been struggling in that offense, but they're still winning. They're still
undefeated,
winning.
baby.
Undefeated. I mean, Aaron Jones is doing well in their backfield, as well as Ty Chandler for leading their running back core. Aaron Jones has 350 yards on the season, 4.9 yards per carry, 1 touchdown, 17 receiving yards. And I mean, for what they have it's not the premier players. It's not like they have like what the Lions have in the dual threat of Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery. And like I said, their receiving core has been really injured, but their defense has been doing the job to get the wins, and they've been led by Cam Bynum, which I have a Delilah's going to show you, leading into what Nicole was talking about earlier. Let's show it. If it's not going to play, I can describe it. If it was an interception from Mr. Rogers to Cam Bynum when they played the Jets.
Yes.
So I always have to have a little Rogers interception play shown because we all know how much I love him.
Absolutely.
Nope. Does she got it? It's a good play.
Here we go.
Their name much, and that's because they've been playing deep half the whole time.
Rhodes escapes initially, and now is brought down.
Oh.
They've been able to pick it up quickly, and it's been really, really tough for the Giants offensively.
Different clip.
Huh.
Oh,
did I not see the right one?
Touchdown! Wow.
No, that's not it.
Well, we're watching them
right.
dominate. We sure are watching them dominate.
So anyway, but Cam Bynum's been leading their defense with Harrison Smith, Ivan Pace Jr., and Michigan's own Josh Metellus, Stephen Gilmore, Blake Cashman, and Andrew Van Ginkel. They're all right up there every game with tackles and with interceptions and everything else. So I have to say I'm a little nervous as an NFC North team playing these Vikings this year. Could be interesting. I don't know how Delilah feels about the Bears playing them, but it will be an interesting end to the NFC North because, I mean, Delilah's team, you're 4-1. We're 4-1. Are you 4-1?
Not yet. No, we should be, but we lost to the Colts. We lost to the Colts.
All the Colts
4-1. They're 5-0. I just say the Vikings are going to be the team to watch in the NFC North. And in the NFC in general. I mean, just like the Commanders are leading the East, and who would have ever thought the Vikings would be leading the North?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry, I don't know what happened to the interception, but I showed another Vikings great game.
Yeah, absolutely. There was domination in that one too, but
anyway, I don't know what you ladies are thinking about the Vikings this year, but Janae, go ahead.
I mean, we can all unanimously agree that the Vikings are killing it this year. The connection I do think that he has with Justin Jefferson is very rare that you find a backup quarterback to have that good of a connection with the receivers. I mean, anybody who's catching the ball, you're just shocked that you're like, wow, when Addison was healthy or is healthy, he's getting the ball to him. And it just looks like the team is gelling even without Hawkinson. And like you said, that boy Bynum, like on the defensive side, they are really doing a good job as a whole. Very scared about the Vikings. I know we can all unanimously say that. Do you guys have anything to add to that?
Yeah. I just wish Kirk Cousins could stay there.
I'm sorry that Pretty Boy's in your division now.
People looked a lot better on him than Red.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Delilah, you're an NFC North girl. What do you have to say?
It's just a Viking horn that drives me nuts. But the team itself, I think that's great that Sam Darnold found a place. I do feel he's always been one of those quarterbacks that just never wound up in the right place. He was always backup. He was on really awful teams, to be honest, that didn't give him what he needed. Remember, he played for the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah,
let's remember that.
That's true.
So he always landed in really just kind of bad teams and bad situations. And I feel
but we always thought he was good, though. Like he was
right,
he
exactly.
I remember, Delilah, we were talking about this when we were playing. We were like, he's not the problem.
Right. And so now he's in Minnesota where the coaching knows what the heck they're doing. Like, it's nice when you have people who know what they're doing. He's got the pieces. He's great with Jetta, but again, they've got a running game. They got a tight end. It's just I think that's why they're playing lights out. And so we'll see what they do as the season progresses. I'm excited to see if they can keep it up.
Now, do we think Darnold deserves MVP talk or comeback player of the year talk?
I think he should
That's
be
a
a
question that was posed to us today by our founder, Sean Spencer. Do we think that Darnold deserves those talks? Comeback player and MVP.
Yeah. I don't know if comeback, because usually it's like you leave because it's an injury. I don't know. Has he been gone long enough to be a comeback player? But I could see the MVP conversation.
It's actually one of, when we do the next, I was going to talk about this, but now that we're here, I might as well go ahead and say it. I think it's too soon to have those conversations. We're only at week 5. There's 18 weeks, 17 weeks, whatever. There's so many weeks left that it can all be switched up. I think we always want to crown somebody. Like we were crowning, Lamar and Jaden Daniels and Sam Darnold by like week 3. I mean, I had so many, but not just us, but in general, you hear so many people talking about it. I, personal opinion, just do not agree with crowning so early. They're doing good, no question about it. Now, they would be in contention if they held this by week 10. Then we're like, okay, we know who's solidified. But I mean, hey, who's to say they don't lose the next 3 or 4 games and then it's like the conversation of, are they still the greatest player? Honestly, we were just talking about how Caleb Williams was not looking as great, at first. But I had to pick him back up on a fantasy again, Delilah. I told you I cut him.
I didn't say to drop him. Remember,
you didn't say to drop him. You just said you wouldn't have done it this year because it's just his first year. But he's starting to turn the gears back
exactly.
On. So it's just feeling it out, giving the teams time to really, especially a lot of the starters don't do preseason. So I just feel like giving teams time to get the jitters out. By like week 10, 11, we should be seeing who's really going to be in. So that's just my opinion.
That's a good point, though. That's only week 5, and we forget that football's longer now.
So long. It's so long. And we
so long.
What it's going to look like at the end. Woo! Trust me, we've all seen it. I mean, Kansas City always starts off last and still ends up in the Super Bowl and wins.
Their preseasons too.
Yes. So, but a lot of players don't get to play, so it's like getting that gel factor for the first couple weeks, and so. But I do think that all of them are good. No shade to anybody. I am a diehard Cowboys fan, but I am scared as hell of Jaden Daniels as all get out. I think that
I love him.
Amazing. He's very good.
Love
very
him.
Poised at this time. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we can't count them.
Of course not. No, I get it. Too early. Too early.
Yeah. For me. But we hope you guys enjoyed that segment. Kate's going to bring us those dynamic players every week on the breakdown. We loved it. Bynum and the Vikings in general just killing it. Okay,
they are killing it.
Yeah.
So shout out to those Vikings, man.